Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to ERC 100. Glad to have you all along with us. My name's Casper. Unfortunately, just me tonight, because Angelo has had to go from do something else. Are we streaming? Yes, we are. Okay. I thought for a moment that we weren't. Hello, everybody. We are in Qatar tonight. I believe this is the last Middle Eastern race for ERC. No, it's not. The penultimate. Before we jump back over the Red Sea and into some of the other races on this calendar. Looking on with Rookie in the Ferrari. Didn't do too badly in the manager's race last night, 24 hours ago. If you were watching on the main channel, highlights will hopefully, when I get them done, will be coming out tomorrow. Rookie finished 13th. Is currently 10th in the manager's standings. We do often see Rookie sticking at the back just because he prefers to be there, and in this league especially, consistency is key because every position nets you some form of points, right? So it doesn't matter where you finish, as long as you finish, there are points up for grabs. And so far this season, at least in the 100, let's have a look how Rookie was finishing up until Suzuka 7 days ago. Rookie, 6 races puts him in 9th place overall, which is very good. Highest rank result of 6th. In the Hungaro ring, that is round 4. As Rookie clears turns 4 and 5 double apex right-handers. Into the hairpin at turn 6. MotoGP long lap. Penalty loop on the outside there into turn 7. Long hairpin. Moving at 8 into the much sharper turn 9 into the open hairpin left-hander. Braked a little too much possibly into their Rookie. As he comes through 11 and into, some would say, the most magnificent section on this circuit. The 3 right-handers of 12, 13, 14 into the left-hand, drop a gear down into 15, and then final corner, turn 16, turn right. Exit is absolutely crucial here because it's a very, very long DRS straight. And what time is Rookie going to put as a benchmark? 23.3. That's unusual because we don't see Rookie qualify, partly because he likes to stay at the back. But 23.3 isn't a bad time at all. Here comes Kenny. 25.0, still a lot of space to improve for the South African. As he comes into turn 1, that's his lap done, so he's going to probably go in and come out again in a couple of minutes' time. Looking on with the Mystery Machine draped in green tonight, Shaggy. Wasn't far off a podium 7 days ago in ERC 100. That race is currently also viewable on Twitch. It will be viewable on YouTube, hopefully tomorrow. But that does depend on 1 or 2 things. Very, very soon it will be up there. That's the important thing. Through 5 goes Shaggy. It's a 27 fall. Looks to be a purple sector. We have seen Shaggy do very, very well in qualifying pace. Let's hope he can replicate that in the race, because I don't believe he's had a podium all season. No, he hasn't. 4th, 4th, 5th, 4th, 6th, 5th, 4th, and then a DNF in round 2 in not in Saudi Arabia, in Australia. So, you know, it's sort of been the bridesmaid very much to the podium. As here he comes through turn 15. Good run and into the final corner. Knock it down to 4th. Again, exit is crucial. DRS open rear wing. Pinned, and here we go, 23.1, so betters Rookie's time by a quarter of a second. Is Kenny going again? No, he's crossed the line again though, so it's an unusual decision by the Ferrari. I'm not sure why he's crossed the line again. He's just going to be a roadblock to moving cars. He's got another car coming on track. Is that Innover Eagle or is that Bird? That is Bird. And in terms of the championship, actually, since we're talking about it, it is very much a battle between the two very, very good friends. That is Bird, currently this man in first place, 30 points ahead of EXO, but worth bearing in mind 30 points is one race win, so one mistake for Bird and a win for EXO could easily close the gap up with, after this race, 3 to go. And those 3 are going to be chaos because it is Vegas, Abu Dhabi, and then finishing off in Portimao. I cannot wait, especially for Portimao. Portimao's a brilliant track. I love just driving Portimao because obviously some people call it the roller coaster. I personally do, because you've got all sorts of bumps, hills, that sort of stuff. MCL pole, Bird second, Eagle third are Gary's predictions. Interesting. I think MCL pole possibly, because we have seen MCL dominate, especially last season. If anybody was watching, last season was pretty heavily dominated, especially in managers, by the Swede. So it's not out of the ordinary, let's put it that way. Innover Eagle second, no, Bird second and Innover Eagle third. That's an interesting prediction. I do quite like that. Rookie qualifying, yeah. It's not often we see rookie qualifying. I wonder if that's him or if that's Mrs. Rookie behind the wheel for that lap. If it's Mrs. Rookie, it's a very, very good lap for the wife. As Bird goes through turn 5. Let's just go on the lap on board with a Bird actually through turn 6. Tight hairpin. One of the slowest corners on the calendar, if not the calendar, on the circuit, if not the circuit. Through turn 7. Sweeper at 8, kink at 9. Nicely taken. They can take both of them flat. Drop down gear into third and slash 4. And then blast up through the sweeper at 11 and into right-hander at 12. Into 13. Drop a gear to 14 into 6th gear. Back up to 7th, and then again you drop a gear into turn 15. Back up to 7th gear, and then you drop it down, a couple down into 4th. It's a very good run from Bird. Where's that going to put him? Gary thinks it's going to be a second place. Where's that put Bird? It's a 22.4, so that puts him clear of Shaggy by 6.5 tenths, so about 2/3 of a second. Got a couple more laps coming, and I believe that's Somatic Coast coming up to the line. He has invalidated his lap, but a 24.6 would have put him in 4th of 5 riders. What are we saying? We need a split championship. This game has increased the skill gap between the mortals and the gods even more. The reason I personally advocate for that is because I'm not very good. Let's put it that way. How am I? Rookie, me and you have the same thing. How are we meant to win if these guys are putting in times like 22.4 around Qatar? I don't think I've beaten a 25. But let's look at this man who is, well, predicted to go to pole position. Wasn't in the manager's race, so we don't really know his pace, but he's invalidating his lap as Nathan McIntyre goes with a 21.8, so a lot of pace there in that Mercedes. And MCL's already done his lap in as well. Not going to be a brilliant lap. Is this one invalidated as well? Oh, it might be. I think it is. It's unfortunate there for the AlphaTauri. Here comes Innova Eagle. It's 36.3, so he's going to be gunning to go again. Os Curtis is a man we haven't seen in a little while. Glad to see him back on track. Don't think I've seen him since sort of start of season 10. So glad to have you back along with us, Curtis, among us mere mortals. Let's put it that way. Let's look at Eagle. Actually, he's half a tenth up on his personal best after the first sector. That is Curtis, I believe, moving out of the way. Or could be NCL. Could be either one of those. Through 9 into 10. Decent run there from Innova Eagle. He's certainly going to be improving on his time. Yeah, 7.6 seconds. Where's this man going to qualify through 13 into the final right-hander at 14? Taking curbs nicely through 15. Ooh, very close there. Into the final corner. What's the exit? Exit pretty good. DRS flat wide open. Letterbox has been lifted. Can he send a letter to pole position in? Yes, he can. It's 21.5. So puts him 3/10 above Nathan. So it is Eagle, Nathan, and Bird, your 1, 2, 3. And we've got MCL just cruising slowly on the inside of turn 14, trying to get out of everybody's way. This man, however, is on an absolute lap. Through 8 into 9. Where's he going to qualify? Last season, of course, the 100 had some sort of... They had, like, custom teams. So you had, obviously, the Ferraris, the McLarens, and all that sort of stuff, but they also had custom teams. And Curtis and Sternface caught last place, finished in last place with nil points. For those of you that don't know French, that's 0 points. So here we are. Ooh, good exit there. Here we go. This could be a decent lap. Where does Curtis put himself? It's the 22.4. That puts him in 3rd place. Good run there for the AlphaTauri. Brilliant. Speaking of the AlphaTauris, here's the other one through turn 2 into 3. This run up to the double apex hairpin at 4 and 5. Moving his steering wheel to be a little bit straighter between the 2 corners into 6. Decent exit right to the other side of the track at 7. Nicely done with the curbs through 8 into 9, taking all the liberties he can, really. Cutting the track limits nicely, not taking too much curb on exit, a little bit through 11, making as much space as he can. Into 12, 13, and up towards 14 now. Good run through there, dropped it down a gear. Into 15, down to 6th, good run. Into the final corner with 3 minutes 20 left in this session. Nice exit. Now here we go, up to the line. We've seen MCL dominate before. Could we be seeing that again? No, not quite. It's a 22.1. So Innova Eagles put in a stormer of a lap, as it turns out. Meanwhile, here comes Kenny. He's half a second down on his personal best after the first sector. I don't necessarily expect him to be storming up the rankings with any time. He has been struggling the first couple of races that he has had with this league, but that just comes with a slight lack of experience with these guys. They do have a lot, and I do mean a lot of pace compared to most other drivers. Just about keeping it within track limits there. What's Rookie doing? 4/10 up on his personal best. Into turn 10. Good run through there. Here we are. This could be stellar. Bird has retired in 5th place. I don't think your prediction has quite worked as well as you'd hoped, Gary. Maybe your race prediction is going to be a little bit better. Curtis also retires in 4th place, so 4th and 5th are pretty happy with their times. Here comes Rookie. Could be looking to get himself onto the 3rd, maybe even the 2nd row, depending on how much time he's picked up in the last sector. Here he comes. Goes into 6th place, just under 6/10 up on his personal best of 22.7 for the Ferrari. It's not often that we see him qualify, so it's pleasant change of environment to see him instead of at the back. Stug out on his one and only lap. Kenny's just gone into the pits as well. Nathan McIntyre's come out to try and better his personal best time. Ooh, and that is off track, and that is his lap done and dusted. So the best MCL's going to be starting is 3rd, which doesn't really hinder him in terms of his progress. He can absolutely storm up the field. Here comes Stug. He's about to start his lap as well. Don't usually see Stug very high up in the race standings either, so would be a pleasant change to see him further up the field as he goes into turn 1. Somatic Coast also hasn't set a lap. Here he comes to 27.2. That's a pretty comparable first sector. So he's certainly going to be pushing higher up the field. Round turn 7. On board with, well, what in-game is still the Alfa Romeo, what in real life is the, what's it called now, the Stake F1 Team Kit Sauber, something like that. I'm going to call them Alfa Romeo until they change the livery in-game. That's all I'm going to do. Through turn 12, 13's purple middle sector as well, so this could be a pretty stellar lap as a checkered flag has now dropped. So these are some of the final lap times, and here comes Shaggy across the line as well, pushing himself up to 6th place. So it's a Ferrari 4th row. Aston-Matic Coast has come into the pit lane as well, so his best time is, best position is going to be in 9th place. Let's look at Nathan actually, he's 2/10 up after the first sector on an absolute stormer of a lap. Here comes the 2nd sector time. Just on the exit of 11, here it comes. He's half a second up on his personal best. He's absolutely charging to pole position, but can he keep it through this final sector? Very open and technical. Through 15, very easy to make a mistake in that kink into the final corner. Crucial exit. And he's done quite well, not taking too much curb. As here he comes across the line. What time can he put in? It's Nathan McIntyre with a pole position, I think. It is. Pole position for Mercedes of Nathan McIntyre, ahead of Innova Eagle. In 1 and 2, the Swede of MCL in 3rd. A pleasant return for Curtis in 4th place, with Bird and Shaggy good mates in 5th and 6th. Rookie in 7th. Again, unusual to see him qualify. We do usually see him at the back of the grid. However, maybe 24 hours ago convinced him to start qualifying, maybe? Who knows? Kenny in 8th, Stug in 9th, and then Somatic, Exo, and Roman don't set a time. We're going to be getting ready to race in about 5 minutes' time, so don't go anywhere. Awesome. All right. While we've got some chat, I would love to see, has anybody got any race predictions? Anything that is going to happen, any positions people think they're going to take? What are we thinking could happen? I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. Race is dry. I'd be worried if it weren't, considering we are in Qatar, in the Middle East, on one of, not F1, one of the newest tracks for F1, but this track has existed since the early 2000s, of course, for those that know MotoGP. MotoGP has raced there since about mid-2000. So it's not a new track as such, but it is new to many racing fans, because there's a lot of racing fans that follow just Formula 1 and not really much else. They are actually picking up the World Endurance Championship. They're doing, I think it's the 1812 of Qatar, something like that. Which is basically a 10-hour race, and it's good to see, you know, a bit of variation in the WEC calendar. Actually, we can have a look at we can have a sneaky peek at the tyre strategies at the moment. It's pretty varied overall. I think most people are on the soft tyre, from what I can see. There's a couple of medium and hard runners throughout the field, but most of the front five, other than pole position, are on the softs. Softs didn't really lasted surprisingly quite a while, especially if you could preserve the tyre. I think the softs lasted for around about 10 laps on a half-distance race. I'm sort of expecting them to go up to about 15. Strategies you could be pushing 2, even a 3-stop could work depending on how you play it. There's a lot of tyre wear around this circuit, particularly sections like the 3 right-handers on the back end of the circuit. So there is a lot of opportunity to, if you can preserve your tyres, to be able to gain a lot of time towards the back end of this race. Let me see when we're actually officially, realistically getting set to go. We go 2028. So that is in 3 minutes' time. What do you guys think of me restarting the lobby and doing heavy rain to help with fuel? Now, fuel is a major issue on this circuit. We do often see drivers not be able to finish the race because of fueling concerns. This track is very, very fuel heavy. So drivers are going to need to sort of preserve their fuel tanks as well as their tyres. Because remember, not anymore. There is no refueling. There is no anything like that. You've just got one tank, about 110 kilograms of fuel, and off you pop. Let's see what's cracking. I should also mention that if you're interested in Simtech, they are racing on the main channel currently. Let me give you all an update on what's happening. There's the right button that I wanted to press. What's cracking? They're about through Q2, I think. Yeah, midway through Q2. It's Rich, then Sainty's just put in a lap. Morgan, and then Twiglet, your top 4, but that's only Q2. You reckon we'll see an SC or VSC? If last night is anything to go by, I don't think we will, because there's a couple less drivers than we had 24 hours ago. Last night we had 17, I believe. Tonight we've got 12. So I don't think we're going to see much sort of full course caution unless, you know, there is a major incident. I think around certain tracks like we had at Suzuka, we had quite a few there, and all that sort of stuff. Then there's a bit more of an opportunity because of how close the walls are. But in terms of whether we'll see one here, I don't think we will. If I'm honest, we're getting ready, set to go in a couple of moments' time. We're meant to be going at 2028, which has just gone. So probably going to go in about 30 seconds' time. Welcome along if you're joining us. Oh, I've put round 10. It's not round 10. Hold on, let me change it because it's round 9. I put the wrong title. Damn. There we are. There we are, that's all fixed. It is, yeah, it is what it is, but it does shake up the field, and especially when I'm on my own, it gives me something to talk about. But again, last night there was a lot of good action. Overtaking down into turn 1 is the main hotspot, but you can very easily carry a battle near enough anywhere. So it's very much, it's very easy to overtake as we're getting going under a formation lap. Let's see what sort of tyres the drivers have officially put in. Mostly on mediums, actually. So they have changed their strategies a little bit since. Nathan on mediums, Inver Eagle on mediums, MCL also on the mediums, Curtis the first man on the soft on an alternate strategy, third and fifth on mediums, Shaggy in sixth on mediums, Rookie in seventh. Good to see the hards come out at the start. We do often see that from the Ferrari. Kenny, the other Ferrari, in eighth on a set of softs. Stug in ninth, Smatic in 10th, and Exo in 11th. All three of those are on mediums, and SRC Roman is just on the softs, trying to push himself further up the field. Tyre strategies, well, we did see the one-stop prevail over the two-stop. However, there is a lot of tyre wear around this circuit, so we could possibly be looking at a two-stop, maybe even a three-stop being the ultimate strategy, dependent on how the safety cars, if there are any safety cars of course, how they decide to manifest, as it were. That's the phrasing I'm going to use. Coming up to the end of the lap, 57 laps in Qatar, just over 300 kilometers of racing, 12,000 horsepower to unleash in the desert in the Middle East. And as these cars line up and make the amazing noise that we are used to hearing, not sure if we would see an SC or VSC due to the amount of runoff. Yeah, I don't think we will. If we were at somewhere like Suzuka or something like that, as we see the top two overrun their grid spots, and they're going to start a slight bit further back than they would like. So it's an opportunity for MCL in third place and Curtis in fourth, the two AlphaTauris on that second row, to make up some positions as these guys have all lined up nicely and tidily. And here come the lights. 57 laps in Qatar. We're set to go. Green here in the desert. It's a great start for MCL. He had a really attacking start. There's a move from the Ferrari. That is, I believe, Rookie going up the inside. No move in the top two, but the two AlphaTauris go side by side. That is Shaggy going around the outside of Rookie to try and defend fifth place, as the AlphaTauris keep going side by side on board with MCL. As he tries to force Curtis off the road, he's going to have the inside into turn 3, down towards turn 4. This battle's going to keep raging, as Curtis does have the inside line, and MCL just gives that battle up. As, ooh, I thought Rookie was going to go for on the inside of Shaggy into 5, but no can do. That's Bird and Smatic. Smatic trying to fight. There's Rookie moving out of the way, I would say intentionally. He's also picked up a 3-second penalty because of it. Whether that's fair or not, that's not for me to judge, but I think possibly just game being game and triggering a couple too many track limits warnings. Let's jump to the front of the field on board with Curtis, who's just had a pretty decent start, picked up a position on MCL. But I think the battle we're going to be looking at the moment is this battle for the front. Remember, no DRS for the first 2 laps. We did see a lot of moves made into turn 1, regardless of whether DRS was active or not, into the final corner for the first time in this race. 56 to go. And as Innova Eagle tries to clamber us back onto the back of Nathan, he's not quite closing up. One person that is closing up a little bit is Shaggy, but not close enough for a move. Let's jump a little further back. This is battle for 8th place developing, with X who's got a large amount of pace. We have seen Exo be able to just belt ahead of the field. Board with Kenny, careful for Roman in the background as well. Rookie, again, he's lost the most positions in this race so far, trying to get out of everyone's way through into this hairpin. Now we see Kenny go a little bit deep. He's going to lose a bit of time. Opportunity for Roman, but he's a little too far away. Still goes wide in that hairpin at turn 7, so X is going to be seeing plenty of opportunities. Oh, close there. But a little bit of a better drive for the Red Bulls as you guys head up to the final sector into turn 12. You can't really overtake in here. You can, but you need to be alongside heading into 12 realistically. That's the best spot on that section of track. Let's jump back up to the front. On board with Curtis, he's 3/10 down on Innova Eagle. He's going to be able to make a move. NCL's dropping back a little bit. Nathan McIntyre. Then we've got a whole flood, a couple of people setting completely new fastest lap. Shaggy putting a 27.3 with DRS now enabled as Exo does manage to get past Stug. So there's a battle of 5 cars for first place really. Battling for the lead. Remember, only 3 of these really can get a podium because there's only 3 places on the podium. Into turn 4 they go for the 3rd time in this event. Let's jump back on board with the Swede. Is MCL. Through turn 6, nicely done, taking a little bit of curb. Curtis taking a lot more curb than his fellow teammate. He's right on the back of Innova Eagle. He's got her halo cam. I thought there was a little bit of lag there. Looking at that battery percentage, about 75% now, which is, well, it's difficult to regain battery around here because of how much time that you're spending on throttle, because battery is regained under braking. So if you're on the throttle, then it's difficult to make a move. But here we go, down this over kilometre long front straight. DRS is going to kick in now for Innova Eagle. He's less than half a tenth and he's gaining, he's pouring, he's flying, he's soaring. He's going to soar right past the Mercedes, takes the lead into turn 1. And Exo's just setting the fastest laps of 27.3 as Roman does get past Stug. As Stug made a bit of a mistake, he's gone, I thought we went side by side with Kenny there, but he's lost 2 positions in one straight. That's unfortunate for the Red Bull. Lift and coast works to refill battery, but again, you don't want to lift too much because, again, opportunity for your rivals. Although with lift and coast, you can also save fuel, so we could be seeing quite a lot of lift and coast today. Kenny, second person to get a 3-second time penalty, I would assume for track limits, as this front pack heads down into turn 10 through the sweeper at 11 and into the final sector. Through 12 on board with the Mercedes. 13, drop a gear down into 14 into turn 15. And again, DRS is going to work, but I think, could he be a little bit too far away? If he can get alongside into turn 1, there's an opportunity there to be made, but here comes Nathan. Will jump on board with the rear wing of Innova Eagle. Is he closing? Is he closing? Yes, he is, but not at a rate of knots. Innova Eagle is going to keep the position heading into turn 1. Now, that is a big blow for Nathan McIntyre. He was able to make a gap of, well, increase the gap by about 4 tenths, did Innova Eagle. That was enough to keep him at bay. So Nathan's now going to be thinking, well, what do I need to do to actually get past this Haas, which, considering there's actual reports that in real life the Haas isn't going to be very good on the first race in Bahrain, which isn't actually very far from where we are tonight. It doesn't bode well for the real life Haas team, especially with their loss of Günther Steiner and all the backlash that has come from that through turn 10 and into the sweeper at 11. Let's jump on board with the Mystery Machine. That is Shaggy. All we need is a Scooby-Doo and a Velma and a Fred and a Daphne. I'm sure we can find those over the coming seasons. Starting lap 6 of 57. Eagle ahead of Nathan, ahead of Curtis, ahead of MCL, ahead of Shaggy, but that's probably going to change because Nathan has got the drive. He's going to have the inside into turn 1, but doesn't really actually even need the braking to take the lead. As Nathan back in the lead after starting from pole position. A very good run there for the Mercedes. Now he's going to be hoping that he can clear off. But that's going to be pretty difficult, all things considered. All of these guys have got a lot, and I do mean a lot of pace. And I know that to my own personal detriment. So, you know, if you're going to race against these guys, you need to be able to do it properly and have a lot of speed, and that is exactly what each of them have. Curtis is on his return. We haven't seen him in ERC since last season. And bear in mind, after today, we are 3 weeks away from the end of the season. So it's a pleasant return for the AlphaTauri. Could he be seeing a win? Possibly. With the pace that he's shown so far, it would not surprise me. Right, down the front stretch. Ah, here we go. The commentator's cursed because Curtis has just gone horrendously wide. Can MCL catch up? He's caught up a little bit, but he's not caught up enough to make the actual move, so he's going to have to stay in 4th place just off the podium. But Somatic Coast has got ahead of Bird. That's a battle for 6th place. Goes a little bit wide, but Bird can't really retaliate. And in terms of the championship picture, the gap would only be, well, a couple of points, because these guys are right next to each other. EXO, this man, the other Aston Martin, is the 2nd placed man in the championship. Bird is in the lead, 30 points ahead. And now worth mentioning that in the ERC points sphere, as it were, it is 30 points for a win, 1 point for 20th, and all positions have points within that sort of sliding scale, as it were. You do also get 2 points if you can finish without any penalties, which, again, track limits will factor into that. If you do pick up track limits time penalty, that is 2 points out of the way. You can't pick those up. And there is, of course, fastest lap to fight for. Here we go, side by side for the lead. As Innova Eagle retaking the lead. After only really a couple of laps of Nathan McIntyre leading once again. I think this is going to be a battle that's going to last us quite a little bit. Have a look at the tyres as well. Curtis is on they're all on 7-lap old tyres, but Curtis is the only one on softs. Everybody else is on the medium set. So it's certainly going to be difficult for Curtis after, I'd hazard a guess, about 15 or so laps to keep up with these guys, possibly put onto a set of hards. Or even the mediums. I don't think we've seen race strategies, unfortunately, today. which is a shame. It would have been great to know what the game thinks could happen. On board with Shaggy, the person closest to another car. At the moment, he's 4 tenths off of MCL, but really, this isn't the man that we need to be looking at. Here comes Nathan. He's going to go to the right side. He's going to retake the lead. They're going tiki-taka, 1-2, changing every lap. It feels like Spark down the Kemmel straight. And Bird has got back ahead of Somatic Coast. Ooh, I thought he cut his nose off there for a brief moment. As there's a little battle emerging for 6th place as well. We'll keep that in mind. I thought he had a great run out of turns 2 and 3 as he goes into 5. Opportunity into 6. It's a very brave opportunity if you do go for that one. He stays in 7th place. Curtis, again, those softs I think are starting to wear a little bit too much in comparison to the mediums, because Curtis has dropped back relatively substantially over the past couple of corners or so. The gap was almost at a second. In fact, it's just gone over that. DRS is down into the final corner, so Curtis is going to be wanting to catch up like hell. Otherwise, his position is going to be very, very, very vulnerable down that front stretch. The DRS is very, very effective down there, and I don't think he's not within the DRS, so he's not going to have the DRS to defend himself. And here comes MCL. A great drive. He's going to go to the right. Into the Eagle takes the lead, but MCL takes 3rd place. A great run there for the Alpha Tauri. Let's look further back as well. Ooh, could we be seeing 3 wide? No, we don't. Somatic Coast puts his nose into it. Oh, almost manages to get alongside, but not quite able to do so. Stays in 7th place. Exo's not very far off. In fact, he's right on the back of Somatic Coast. As you guys head into turn 4. As MCL is he's certainly going to want to try to catch up to the top into turn 7. Through turn 10. I think the battle at the moment is really with these 2 guys in 1st place. Curtis has dropped back a couple of tenths as well, so those softs are starting to wear in comparison. This is, I think, the stage where the mediums are in a bit of a better shape compared to the softs. MCL is going to be outside of DRS range, so he's not going to be able to defend, but I think he's just far enough away from Curtis to keep the position. Here we go, on board with the Silver Arrow. Can he get in front of the Haas? He thinks about it, lifts, coasts, brakes, doesn't go for the move. X ahead of Somatic Coast though. Is he going to go for 2 moves? Yes, he does. It's a brilliant move from Exo. Is Bird going to try and get the overlap into turn 2? He gives it a go, forces his front wing alongside his rear axle. But a great opportunity for Exo is now going to gain him points on his championship rival. And this is, again, it's a champion battle we've seen quite a few times. These guys are very, very good friends. They have won a couple of championships per each between them. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys are going to be fighting. They are, of course, always respectful. However, you know, we are coming up to the final couple of races in the season. And while Bird does hold the advantage, it could be very easy to just make a mistake. The pressure gets to you and it just goes down the drain. We've seen it happen many a time before. Battle for 3rd place at the moment. MCL isn't able to get back. In fact, he's lost about half a second in comparison to Nathan over that last lap. Poor exit from Curtis makes him vulnerable to Shaggy as Nathan retakes the lead. Those guys are going to be chopping and changing all race. So I thought Shaggy was going to go for it into turn 1, but decides the better of it and stays in 5th place, which again, 5th is about the sort of position we're used to seeing from Shaggy. It'd be great to see at least a podium from him. It's unfortunate that he hasn't, because we've seen before in multiple other seasons that he is very much a podium contender, even a race contender, most of the time even a championship contender. Think into season 9 where he was contending for both the 100 and the Sunday. Well, what is now the Masters. When it was the previous iteration of the Sunday. As these guys pop into the right hand as lap 12 of 57. Jump back on with the leading pair, because I have a feeling they're going to change positions once again. We've seen it quite a couple of times in this race so far now. Is he slightly too far ahead? MCL, interesting, into the pits. Curtis, no. So those mediums are struggling for the AlphaTauri. The softs, surprisingly not. Curtis making them still work. Into the Eagle gets close, but not close enough for a move. And now the gap between 3rd and 2nd is it's almost 2.5 seconds. We are here in Qatar for round 9 of the ERC 100. After today, we're only probably going to have about 160 or so laps of racing. But we've still got about 40, just under 45 more to go tonight. Looking on for this battle for 3rd place with Curtis, who's on relatively heavily worn softs. And Shaggy, who's just over half a second behind on a set of somewhat worn, but not as much as the softs, somewhat worn mediums, which both have had since the start of the race. It's also a battle brewing between the two championship contenders in 5th place. As into the final quarter, these pair go. DRS down the front stretch is very, very effective. But I don't think it's going to be effective enough for any of these guys. Nathan's managing to hold his own in the lead. He's got enough of a gap so that he isn't attacked by the DRS of Innova Eagle. As these guys head into 4 and 5. Very open track this, but you can very easily make a lot of mistakes. One too early turn and one too late turn in can be the difference of seconds, really. Into turn 10, the open hairpin that opens up into a sweeper. Of course, this track was initially created for MotoGP, but F1 are making it work, well, I was going to say pretty well, but considering what actually happened in the real life race, not quite so, unfortunately. Let's jump back to this battle here. On board with the South African of 3rd, chasing his fellow compatriots. He is currently in 5th place. Remember, like I said, they are good friends, but they will happily battle each other. Here comes 3rd, close enough for a run into turn 1? No, but he's much, much closer than he was about 20 seconds ago. He's going to be trying to hope that he can stay that close. Heading back down the front stretch. MCL 26.8 on a fresh set of mediums. He was, of course, the first person to have pitted out in the front pack of 5, which consists of the top 4 and himself. Into turn 6, tightest corner on the circuit. And now, here we go. MCL, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I assume there are track limits warnings. However, this is going to play a massive effect later on in this event. Shaggy on the back of Curtis, who is on failing softs. He's going to have to come into the pit soon and go on board with the mystery machine through turn 15. Does Curtis pit this time? No, he doesn't. He's going to go for another lap. I personally don't expect the tyres to go much beyond 15 laps. Matt Coast comes into the pit lane. Curtis goes to the right-hand side to try and defend. Innova Eagle can't take the lead, and Shaggy can't take third, so positions stay roughly the same. I emphasise roughly, because Bird and Exo are, well, I thought we were going to overtake, but again, these guys are very good friends, so possibly we might not see a fight. We don't usually. I thought we would for a brief moment, and it would have been very, very interesting, because these two are some of the most high-caliber drivers in the league as a whole. So it would have been very good to see some pretty stellar racecraft going on across the world. Into turn 7, close as you like with these pair. Let's jump back up to the top, because these guys are also very close. Battle for first place. Nathan and Innova Eagle. Again, battle for the lead. Into 15. 15's where you drop a gear down into 6th on board with the Haas of Innova Eagle. He looks to be very, very close. Pardon me, to the back of Nathan, starting lap 17, so 41 to go. Innova Eagle goes to the right-hand side, makes the move, doesn't even need the braking, and he gets back into the lead. What does Shaggy do? Shaggy can't do the same, so he's stuck in 4th place behind Curtis's heavily aged soft tyres. We do often see some of these guys pull some miracles, especially on the tyre side. We have had drivers also run softs for much further than we thought. I'm thinking to last season Barcelona. There is a chap called TTM Jerry. I'm not sure if he still races with these guys anymore. But one thing that he did is in a full distance, in one of the 100 races, he ran a set of soft tyres for 36 laps, which is, in my opinion, nothing short of absolutely stellar. And it's great to see. Right, let's have a look back at this battle for the lead. Again, these guys are chopping and changing quite often on board with Nathan McIntyre. He's again going to go to the right-hand side, and he's again going to go and make that move into turn 1, and he's again going to take the lead, starting this time lap 18:40 to go here in Qatar. And once again, Shaggy is not able to make the move. Can he do it into turn 4? Oof, no. I thought he had a drive, but he's still over 3/10 away. To make a move into 4, you need to be pretty much as close as alongside of the man ahead of you. And you've got to do it down the inside as well. Around the outside is unlikely to work. But again, I emphasize unlikely. These guys pull off stellar moves when they can, which is pretty blooming often. Let's check back at some of the guys back further back in the field. MCL in 7th, but of course he has pitted, so there is a little bit of leniency with that. Rookie in 8th place after having qualified. I think he's back actually too much closer to where he was than when he qualified. Yeah, he qualified in 7th. Biggest gain of position with Exo, he started in 11th. Curtis finally pits off of those soft tyres. Let's have a look at what he comes into the pit lane for. Stops it nicely. Doesn't pick up a pit lane penalty, and into the pits he goes. What sort of tyres is it? Mediums, hards, softs? What's he putting on? You can't see from here. It looks to be mediums. Is it mediums? Yes, it's mediums. So he's going to be running mediums for... I don't want to say until the end of the race, because otherwise he'd put on a set of hards, but he's going to be running the mediums for quite a little while. Now, crucially, where does he come out? He's going to come out behind Rookie, so he's lost a lot of time on the back of his teammate, and they were before MCL's pit. Well, they were as close as you like, really. They were in that battle for the lead with the top 3 and the 2 AlphaTauris. It was the battle for the top 5. So it's going to be interesting. Is Curtis going to be able to pick up the pace that he needs? Let's actually have a look at tyres throughout the whole field. Where's tyres? There's tyres. Everybody other than Somatic Coast and Rookie are on mediums of some sort, whether it be from the top or recently pitted. The oldest of the pitted tyres is MCL on 6. Everybody else is on 3 or under. Stug picks up another time penalty for track limits, as Nathan McIntyre keeps the lead, this time heading into turn 1. Pardon me. We have seen these pair battle before. Everybody's very much in a PC sandwich at the moment, as there goes Curtis on Rookie license using DRS. Blasts past the Ferrari as Stug goes into the pit lane as well. See what he does. Going pretty slowly down into there. That's the only place where the pit limiter is, so you can go pretty quickly through that section of the circuit. Off the mediums onto a set of softs, and out he goes. Stug is battling with Kenny. Now the question is, can he get ahead of Kenny? Kenny's causing yellow flags into the final corner. Where's he going to come out on board with Kenny? He's going to come out ahead of Kenny, but not actually by very much. As you see, the top 2 now coming into the pit lane as well. So the crucial question is, where's MCL going to come up? Shaggy's going to take the lead. Is MCL going to come out in 2nd place? Let's have a look at, let's say, Nathan. And MCL's already got past the 2 at the back. And MCL's got past the 2 at the front. These pair are nose to tail. How close do you like? Good grief. And now the critical thing is, they have lost time to MCL. How much time have they lost? That's Curtis there in the background. Over 10 seconds. So an early pit for those medium tyres seems to have worked for the AlphaTauri. But the big question is, of course, how much will it have helped? Roma 26.0, so the fastest lap time is a tumbling. Got a battle going on for 3rd place. All of these are new or pretty much looks like new set of tyres. And mediums as well, so the grip difference isn't going to be massively major as we tick over an hour into this stream. Lap 21 of 57. That makes 37, just under 36 laps to go. As Shaggy does now come into the pit lane. Let's see what the Aston Martin does. Brakes for the pits, nicely done, no penalty. We do often see drivers break the pit lane speed limit and then just retire. Mediums go off, mediums go back on. So he's going to be doing at least a 2-stop strategy. Where's he going to come out? He was in that battle. He's going to be right on the back of it. Is he going to be on Sematic Coast? He's not even going to be on Sematic Coast, I don't think. I reckon Rookie's going to be able to get to him as these guys go side by side into one. Oof. Shaggy comes out in 7th place. Right. Look at position change. MCL up 2, Nathan down 1, Innova down 1, Curtis stays the same. Sematic up 5, Rookie up 1, Shaggy down 1. If them two take positions, they still be in the same position. X up 3, Bird down 4, Roman up 2. Good run there for Roman, because of course he did start in last place. And then Stug down 2, and Kenny is down 4 positions. Let's have a look at Shaggy and Rookie. Battle for 6th place overall. Heading into turn 10. Going to go through 11 side by side up towards turn 12. Oh, I think Rookie just had to give that one up. Shaggy's got a bit extra pace on that set of mediums. And Rookie is going to be handed down now by EXO as well. He heads into the final corner. Innova Eagle 25.887, so down into the 25 in terms of lap pace. On board with EXO, who's going to go to the right hand side to attack. Rookie is on an aging set of hards, so it doesn't particularly surprise me with all due respect that he is struggling to make moves. Bird is only 2 seconds away from these pair. As I think the Alpha Romeos, they're just clearing off. Some pretty good pace there in the Astons compared to this singular Ferrari. We're not even halfway, and it's been a pretty exciting race. There's been a decent amount of stuff that's going on. Not necessarily as chaotic as, let's say, somewhere like Suzuka last week. However, there was still quite a lot going on. So it's a pretty decent race overall. Very much still, though, based on strategy, as it is very easy to screw up your strategy around here. It's less common to screw up and hit a wall and cause a safety car, partly because you've got runoff running into Saudi Arabia. Rookie into the pit lane on the inside of the final corner. So what does he pit on now? 24 laps on a set of hards though. That is going to be concerning for some of the drivers. Can't even see what he's pitting on from here. Mediums, softs, or does he still have an extra set of hards? I don't think he would. Where's he going to come out now? I can't see from here. Is that mediums? That is mediums. So he's going to run mediums for a bit, and then we'll see what happens from there. Comes out in 10th place, considering he started in 8th. Was it 8th or was it 7th? 9th, 8th, no, 7th, yeah. It's not a bad run, also considering that he doesn't usually qualify. It's good to see him try and make moves early on up the top of the field. On board with Shaggy, who's going to be possibly battling with his teammate EXO. That's for 6th place. That pushes the upper half of the field. Through 14 into turn 15. Drops it down a gear. And then into 16, down into 5th gear. As these guys are swapping place. Nathan back ahead of Innova Eagle, like we have seen many a time in this event. .33 laps to go. Glad to have you all on board with us. Into turn 7. No moves being made as yet. It's difficult to make a move into turn 7 purely because you're not really braking that much. And you're coming out of a really, really tight hairpin. So unless you're alongside, it's going to be difficult to make a move. Stug, another penalty. How many penalties is he on now? That is 9 seconds worth of penalty. And speaking of penalties, MCL is in first place. He has got a 3-second time penalty, which he is going to serve after the race, which will not net him the 2 clean racing points. Should he have gone penaltyless throughout the race, which is very unfortunate as Kenny picks up another 3-second penalties. That puts him on 9 seconds also. Eagle closes in on his prey, but isn't able to close in as quick as he wanted, so it's running away a little bit. Exo ahead of Somatic Coast as you guys go side by side through turn 1. Can he retaliate into turn 2? Thinks about it. Hasn't really got a viable way to do so. Got to be careful for Shaggy in the background as well. Is he going to go for it into 4? No, looks, considers, but stays put. Good decision there from the Stoke City supporter. I'm not saying the decision to support Stoke City is the good one. As a Liverpool and Crew fan myself, I'm obligated to say that. Over the top of the slight hill that there is on this circuit into turn 9, through the left at 10. Looking on with Shaggy, he's in the middle of this. He's going to go side by side with Somatic Coast. Somatic Coast goes around the outside to try and hold the position. Here we go through 13. Oh, brilliant defense from the Alfa Romeo. This is just going to create a gap now between Somatic and Exo. And Somatic isn't going to have DRS, crucially, because if he could, he might be able to defend, but alas, no. Here he goes, looking on with Shaggy. These guys are side by side, heading into turn number 1, and Bird's making the most of it as well. So Somatic's lost, well, 3 positions in the space of a singular lap, which isn't exactly unheard of, but it's still pretty poor. .31 to go, and the gap between Nathan McIntyre and MCL has closed down pretty severely. It was 3.6, now it's 1.1. Looking on with Nathan, is MCL possibly struggling on that set of mediums? Remember, he did stay out on the previous set of mediums longer this time than he did last time, so he's going to be hoping that it isn't a repeat of that exact event. Half a second, less than half a second down is Nathan. He's going to be hoping to pick up the pieces. We stay on board, well, we're not anymore on board with Nathan. He's going to go to the right hand side, as we often see drivers do, pick up podium position, and he's going to pick up the lead as well, 25.833. So should the checkered flag fly now, we are looking at around about a, I reckon possibly down 26 in terms of a lap time, right? That's not what I wanted. Oh, we are under 26, under 25, 24 even sometimes. Goodness me. Here we are, side by side, Innova Eagle and MCL. MCL has got the outside line. Is he going to be able to defend? No. Innova Eagle parks the car exactly where he wants and needs it. He picks second, right back up off him. However, his arch rival, at least for this race, Nathan McIntyre, is 1.4 seconds up the road. So he's not going to be able to make a move, at least not this time, through turn 12 into 13. Great run there into the final of the 3 right-handers. Into 15 now. Question is, can MCL catch up on Innova Eagle? Because if he can't, then that is his Early podium chances for now done and dusted on board with the AlphaTauri. He's catching slightly, but not by very much. Shaggy's picked up a 3-second time penalty, so that is for 6th place overall. Any moves into there? No moves into there. If anybody has anything they'd like to mention or anything such like that, please do let me know in chat. I will be happy to read through if anybody's got any questions or want me to clarify anything or anything like that. Please do let me know. I will happily do that. Board with Shaggy as he heads out of turn 6 for the 29th time in this event. Let's look at some of the guys a little bit further back. Yeah, let's look at some of the guys further back. Roman and Rookie 9th and 10th, 8-second gap between these pair. Stug and Kenny 11th and 12th. It's Red Bull, Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari. Now, if you hear me say that, you'd think these guys would be a little further up at the top of the field, but unfortunately not. No, these guys are in 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. MCL comes into the pit lane. EXO doesn't. Here comes Shaggy. He's going to try and make a move. In fact, he does. He goes to the right side to do exactly that. Can Bird also capitalise on this? No, pardon me, no he can't. Is he going to go up the inside? Yes, he's going to try. Hasn't unfortunately got the grip inside of 2. Again, hasn't got the grip. Make the position through there into 3. Turn 4, we'll actually, you know what? Go on board with EXO, and I'll shut up and you can see how a professional takes the lap. We'll go on board for a couple of corners with EXO through the middle sector. Brilliant car control there from EXO, and he's going to try and make a move on Shaggy. The DRS is open for both of the South Africans behind him. He's going to go there. Bird, he's forced to the very far right hand side. It's going to be Bird versus EXO. Ooh, how close do you like? Side by side, further back on board with Shaggy. He's got Bird to the right hand side of him. He's going to have the inside into 2, but outside through 3. And should positions stay as they are, outside through 4. It's going to be difficult to defend, but he doesn't even need to defend because he's going to have Bird right ahead of him before the braking into turn 4 on board with Bird. Careful for Shaggy on the inside. Let me turn the telemetry off. Good run there. These guys are brilliant mates. They know each other inside and out. Good to see. Through the sweeper at turn 8. Into turn 9, 10. And then through another sweeper at 11. Taking the right-handers with absolute precision. And here we go, another opportunity for these guys to chop and change positions. The gap between the top 2 has increased to just over 2 seconds. So Innova Eagle is no longer with DRS, but these pair are looking on with Bird. Is going to be able to close up on his fellow compatriot EXO. He's closing, but the closing rate just started too late, and the position is not there to be made. MCL, new fastest lap. He's ahead of Somatic Coast into turn 1 as well. So MCL on a set of soft tyres is doing the business. One other thing that's noticed when we were doing that lap is Curtis has been given a 3-second time penalty for track limits. What's happened to MCL? I'll tell you what's happened to MCL. MCL pitted once again. MCL has pitted for a set of softs. One of very few people on 2 stops. That's the tyre situation at the moment. Most people are on mediums, but a couple of people are creeping onto the soft tyre. Maybe possibly lasting a little longer than what was initially thought. Season 10 Managers Champion, Season 10 100 Champion, and I do believe Season 10 Sunday Champion managed to pick up the clean sweep. Somatic Coast 3-second time penalty for track limits. Very easy to hit the track limits round here. Here we are on board with Shaggy. Is he going to be able to close up to Exeter to make a move? You look on with Bird, they're closing, but again, not at the rate they would have needed to make the move. Stay in 4th, 5th and 6th as it is at the moment. 33 of 57. I think that means it's 25 to go. We're an hour 16, it says to me, into this stream. Glad to have you all along with us for the ride through this magnificent circuit here in Qatar. Round turn 6, minding the branding on the outside for the Pirelli P. Yeah, can't even get the words out. Pirelli P0. That's what I was looking for. Through 8 into turn 9. And while there's a moment of relative calm, if you've got Instagram, @international_paddock is where we are. If you've got TikTok, @internationalpad, PADD, is where we are. If you're on YouTube, we are International Paddock. We upload full races, we upload race highlights on there, along with possibly a little bit of extra content here and there. So be sure to give it a look if you can. I'm looking on with MCL, who's now rejoined this fight. Here we go. He's going to make one move. Doesn't even need the DRS to try and catch up to Bird. Good move there. Can Bird make a move on Exo? No, he can't. Ooh, careful. He's going to have to drive out of here as well. He's going to go around the outside to make a move on Bird. That is a difficult one, but on brand new soft tyres, it's a brilliant move for MCL. 2 moves in a single sector. Good start. He's going to be hoping to get past Exo as soon as he can. Possibly, I don't know, pit onto another set of mediums and run the race till the end. Possibly we'll see inside of 7 again. Like I said, it's not often that we see moves made in there, but moves can be made near enough anywhere and everywhere in this circuit, and that is an overtaking masterclass from the Swede MCL, picking up places like people pick up IKEA furniture. Quite a lot of them at one go. Through turn 12 into 13. And he's already stretched out almost more than three quarters of a second of a gap. Into, oh, that's a spin! Ooh, well avoided by Exo. But that is, oh. Careful. Ooh, Somatic Coast was lucky not to get tagged there. So that extra stop, adding pirouetting like a ballerina, and he's going to come in for, I would imagine, set of mediums till the end. In fact, no, he's just retired. I'm not sure why he would have had to retire unless he picked up considerable underfloor damage or anything like that. I would imagine we're going to see what's cracking with him a little later on. In fact, let me check to see if anything's been put in DAS Discord. Not quite yet, but I imagine we do see yellows in the first sector. But that, again, MCL's retired car. That's going to disappear shortly. And then we're going to be back under full green racing. Battle hit 4th place. We've been tracking for quite a few laps. Stokes just got past MCL's DNF car. And here we are. Right, Exo goes into the pit lane. Bird and here we go. Hello. Now this is going to change things up a little bit. Safety car. Now I figured that it would just be a simple retire the car, it's in the pit lane, and that's that. But seemingly not. Interesting. What we do now have is a safety car on track. After 36 laps of clean racing, SRC Roman picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Now this is going to entice things by quite a little bit. We're probably going to have about 20 laps of racing once the safety car comes in. Let's see what some of these guys are pitting onto. Softs, mediums, mostly mediums. We've just had a couple of pit runners go in. Exo on mediums, Roman on mediums, Rookie on mediums, Kenny on mediums. Stug is going to be coming into the pit lane shortly, I imagine, because 15 laps on softs is probably not much more than what you normally want to do. Stug stays out. Interesting decision by the Red Bull. Actually, no, not necessarily. He's just going to try and unlap himself, get back on the lead lap. Makes sense. Good on you, Stug. Well done. Well done, mate. Good for you. Get yourself back on that lead lap. Nathan now, hello. Nathan on a set of softs. Innova Eagle on a set of softs. Bold decisions there from both the top two, given what most of the other new pit stops are on. Curtis on a set of softs as well. Let's jump up to Shaggy, currently in 5th place. Comes into the pit lane. New softs for Bird, new softs for Shaggy. Stamatic has also come in and has... Oh, I thought Shaggy made the jump on Bird. Stamatic on medium, so these guys are going to have a lot of pace at the start, but then towards the end they're going to run away. Just caught up to the back of Roman. Caught the back of Roman. Son of a gun. Yikes. That's unfortunate there for you, Rookie. But at least, yeah, unfortunate situation. I've had it happen to me before. Yeah, I was wondering why you got 3 seconds. You ran wide on one corner. That should be 1 penalty violation, not 3. But there's a lot of corners on this game where that happens. For context, lap 1, turn 6, Rookie went wide off track around the outside, sort of wider than what the long lap penalty loop is, to avoid the car of Shaggy. Through there, went very far wide to the right hand side of the track, picked up 3 track limits warnings, and got a 3-second penalty because of it. There's quite a lot of corners that happens. I'm thinking, I've had it happen to me outside of Australia turn 4. I've had that happen to me as well. So that's not the only place where that happens, unfortunately. But again, this is very much just Cody's being Cody's. And one thing you also do mention is fuel. There are a lot of problems with fuel on this track. It's difficult to manage the fuel. If we look at telemetry, let's have a look. Stug is struggling on fuel, and that's about it, I think. So, you know, it's not nearly as bad as, you know, the first races that we had here last season. But overfueling by 4 laps and only being at this late stage plus 0.6, that's pretty... what's the word? That's quite a lot, I think. All things considered. We are under safety car. First safety car, and it's only taken 36 laps to get it. Nathan McIntyre, Inver Eagle, Oz Curtis, Bird, Shaggy, and even EXO, I do believe, are on new... No, EXO is... but the top 5 are on new sets of softs, which is an interesting decision. There's going to be about 20 laps of racing left to go. I'm not sure if the softs can hold 20 laps. I suppose it does depend on how you manage them. But personally, in my opinion, I'd have gone on to a fresh set of mediums unless they've used both of theirs, in which case, you know, not much else of an option. As safety car is coming in this lap. Remember, no overtaking until the timing line. We go on board with Inver Eagle. Where does Nathan decide to make a run for it? Through the final left-hander. Cars are queuing up. Here we go. Where and when does he go is the crucial question. Into the final right-hander. Does Nathan go now? He doesn't go now. He's still going pretty slowly, going slowly. He's waiting for the last minute, I think, and there he goes. He's caught him out. And here we go. This could be very interesting. Moves possibly further back. That's Somatic. Could he be looking for a move? In fact, no. EXO's looking for a move on Shaggy down the inside. Round the outside goes Somatic. This is going to be a brave move if he can. He's got to be careful with Shaggy in the back. Yellow's in the first sector. I do imagine that's for Kenny. Stuck in traffic. And it's a brilliant start for Somatic. No real other overtakes. These guys head into turn 4 for the first time since the safety car. And a brilliant move there for the Alfa Romeo. Sorry, the Stake F1 team Kick Sauber. As they head up towards turn 7. 18 to go. 19, 18, somewhere around about that amount. Roman and Stug swap places. That's 9th and 10th for the Red Bulls. Again, if you heard that in real life, you'd be wondering, where are we? Singapore? No, we're in Qatar. On board with Inver Eagle. Ahead of him, Nathan McIntyre. These pair have been shopping and changing all race. And as they jump into turn 15, Eagle closed up quite nicely, but then left a little bit of time on exit there. And here we go, first run down the stretch, and Curtis has already dropped to second on these top pair. Now can Eagle make a move? He's getting close, not close enough to get ahead though, so he's going to stay in second place. Sorry, I dropped my phone on my foot. Through turn 2 into the right-hander at 3. And these front 5 really have pelted away from the guys on the medium time. The question is, of course, when does the point that the softs become worse than the mediums happen? And does that affect anything to do with possible what's it called? Repercussions in terms of timing? Only time will tell. We'll find out very, very soon indeed. Through turn 13. I thought Curtis clipped the curb quite heavily there. On board with Shaggy. He's was just now less than a quarter of a second away from Bird, who is championship contender. He is going to be picking up points on EXO, extending his own lead by not actually too many points, by probably about 5 to 6, which will guarantee that he leads into Abu Dhabi, which is in 2 weeks' time, as the ERS is now also enabled. So we're going to have like 18 or so, 18, 17 or so laps under DRS. We go back on board with Shaggy, this is swimming no safety car, into turn 4 and 5. Through turn 6. Realistically, where are your overtaking opportunities? You're looking at turn 1 as the main one, but if you can carry battle into turn 4 through there. 6, 7 is a brave one. And we've seen moves made on exit of 10 into turn 12 are sort of really your main opportunities, but there's quite a few others besides, like final corner, turn 7, and actually into turn 10 as well. So there is quite a few opportunities to make moves. However, let's jump back up to the top of the field. Second place for Innova Eagle heading down into turn 16. I thought it was turn 1 for a brief moment, as the DRS flap is going to be open and ready for business. Goes to the right hand side. Nathan McIntyre doesn't even bother defending it because he knows what's coming, and he makes the move, gets ahead. Hey presto, into turn 1. First place for Eagle. Now these guys are going to be expected to, well, I do expect anyway, to be swapping positions. Ooh, has he got the run into 4? No he hasn't. Through 4 and 5. 16 to go here in this event. Did mention earlier that Simtech are racing, and they're racing in Austria. They're on an intermediate track. It is Rich Hedajai Fletcher to Blazeton, your top 3, 26 of 71. And the field of 18 is down to 15 due to 3 different DNS. Critically, Sainty, the season 1 champion, has DNF, so that is going to be well, it's certainly going to shake up the actual championship fight for this season. In the meantime, though, we are focusing on the ERC race, not the SRC race. Into turn 16, on board with Nathan McIntyre. Does he do the same that Innova Eagle did to him a lap before? Yes, he does. He's going to go to the right-hand side. He's going to make the move. He's got back ahead of him. We've seen this story before. Kenny gets a 3-second time penalty. Ooh, Bird tries to hang around the outside. Curtis, that's a difficult one. Curtis has shown a lot of speed and a lot of pace through this race. As we've got a 3-car battle for the bottom of the podium, crucially for Shaggy. He hasn't had a podium all season in the 100. He's certainly going to be hunting for that first run. First one tonight. As these 3 head over the top of the circuit, over 7, into the sweeper at 8, kink at 9. MotoGP bikes do this circuit in about 155. These cars do it in about 125. So there's a lot of pace difference in between both different categories, but of course less horsepower, less much more 2 wheels v 4 wheels sort of thing. But it's still, MotoGP is still a very good watch. There's a reason I've got 2 of their games. Innova Eagle trying to get close to Nathan McIntyre. In fact, he's getting close. He's going to be alongside into turn 1. Does he secure the move? Yes, he does. Lap 44 of 57, 14 to go, and the move is made. Extra ahead of Somatic Coast as well, so there's a battle on the mediums further back. With Rookie as well, not very far behind. He's going to be trying to capitalise on any mistakes. He goes to the right to try and avoid Somatic, goes to the left to try and make a move, but no moves made there. Into turn 4, it is Exo, Somatic, Rookie, 6, 7 and 8. Brilliant battling all across the field. Little packs of 2 and 3. ERC taking an unusual line through turn 6, heading up towards turn 7. Rookie has got back a little bit in order to try and not cause any incidents. We have seen Rookie is often very cautious and pragmatic in how he does race, so it's not a surprise that he has dropped back a little bit. He's still in contact with these pair, but again, he's just dropped back a little bit, trying not to pick up any damage and capitalise on these pairs' mistakes. Back up the front of the field, it is Nathan trying to go for, I don't know how many times these guys have swapped positions, but it's got to be at least 20 times by now. And here comes 21 inside of turn 1, where we're seeing most of the moves tonight, and that is nicely done. No change in the battle for 3rd. What about the battle for 6th? Also no change. There's a couple of battles happening further afield. Let's have a look, shall we, at... Yeah, let's look back up here. This battle for 3rd is actually really interesting, because Curtis, this might just be his one and only performance this year, and if he can get a podium, brilliant. Shows that, you know, despite having missed the season, he still has got the pace in him. Bird is championship leader. He's certainly going to be wanting as many points as he can over his championship rival, compatriot and good friend, ERC, currently in 6th place. The points difference between those positions isn't major. I think it'll be about 3 or 4 points. But if he can push up to 3rd, it'll be pushing up towards 5, 6, maybe even 7, depending on if a couple of things work out for him as well. And then Shaggy. Shaggy's not really had the results. Unfortunately, he's finished 4th, 5th, 6th every single time he's raced so far in one of those 3 positions. And he desperately will want to get onto that podium, which he hasn't done in the 100 so far. So he's certainly going to be hoping to fight for that podium position. A little further back on board with Somatic Curse. Can he make the drive on EXO? No, he can't, so he stays in 7th place. 12 to go. As these guys head through turn 2 and 3 for the 46th time in this event. He's closing up. No, not closing up for a move. Turn 4 again. It's very difficult to make a move into turn 4 if you're not already alongside your fellow driver trying to get ahead of him. It's going to be very difficult for him to move down that way. Looking on with Shaggy in 5th place through 9 and into turn 10. Mystery Machine tonight in an Aston Martin. You do often see the Mystery Machine in all sorts of cars. I've seen him in a Ferrari. I'm used to seeing him in a Mercedes from season 9, season 10. However, good to see that he is changing it up here and there. Let's jump back to the front, because this is where the first of the 3 battles is going to take place. Roman's actually also now on the back of the battle for 6th, so it's a 4-car battle down there. Into the Eagle, can he get close to Nathan? Is he going to make a move? Can he? He's close. Stays behind him though, can't make that stick. Bird thinks about the move, but thinks better of it. Stays in 3rd place in this battle for 6th place. Again, no major changes. Again, Roman's just within DRS for that one. Rookie is right on the back of Somatic Coast, that's 7th place. Into turn 4. Thought he was going to go for it. Rookie with an American helmet tonight, signifying where we're going next week, because yes, we are going for the first time in ERC history to the streets of Las Vegas, where if a couple other races that I've commentated and I've seen in Vegas, it's going to be absolutely stellar. They're making moves near enough anywhere, really. I know some people complained that, oh, it's Vegas, it's a bad layout. It's simple, it works. That's why I was initially hesitant, I'll be honest, but that first race has sort of, proven that it's not too bad. But again, I reckon a couple too many American races. Knock Miami down a peg, I think. You don't need... But if you're going to do another American race, please do Watkins Glen, for Christ's sake. Swap for the lead. Innovative Eagle ahead of Nathan McIntyre. These guys are chopping and changing all over the shop. And it's 10 to go, so we are coming down to the crucial stages as moves being made further down. Samaticos and Rookie side by side. The Rookie's got the outside line into 2. He's going to have the inside through turn 3. He's going to have the inside down into turn 4, so it's a great battle and a great move made by the Ferrari. Can the Alfa Romeo retaliate into turn 6? He's close enough. Does he dare try it? He doesn't dare try it. Stays in 7th place. I thought there was a tap there on the back of Rookie's car. 11 cars running at the moment. MCL did not finish due to a spin and then a pit lane visit that turned out to stop him on track and cause a safety car, which is why we're in this thrilling scenario. Battle for 3rd place. Curtis Bird and Shaggy. Top 5 are on softs. Then from 6th to 9th, I believe, are on mediums, as well as Kenny. Stug has just come into the pit lane, I would imagine, for a brand new set of tyres. These guys are coming onto the front stretch now, on board with Bird as Curtis goes to the very, very right-hand side to defend. But Bird's not close enough for a move. Is he? Is he? Ooh. Almost made that move. But not to be today. 49 of 57, 9 to go here tonight. And then we've got 3 more races, one in Vegas, one in Abu Dhabi, and one in the hills of Portimao in Portugal. It's going to be very interesting to see how these guys manage through those tracks. Each track is very different in terms of setup and how you need to be able to drive it. So the final stretch of the season is going to be crucial for the championship contenders in not just the 100 but in the managers and in the masters as well. Well, to be fair, every race is crucial in managers and masters because of the contract system. However, regardless, it's still very, very important. Rookie's dropped off of the back of Exo in 7th place. That's going to put him vulnerable for Somatic Coast to make a move, as he gets really close through 15. Does he try and move into 16? Lifts off, ensures he has DRS, and he's going to blast past him down the straight, I would imagine. There goes looking to the right hand side, defending as much as he feasibly can. A little bit of weaving, one would say. And here we go, to the left he goes. Careful for Stug coming out of the pit lane. He thankfully stays out of it. Top man. And that is Somatico's back ahead of Rookie. So Rookie in 8th place after having qualified, I believe, in 8th as well. So, you know, decent run for Rookie, although we're used to seeing him move up the field. On board with Nathan McIntyre through turn 9. Again, this is a battle for the lead we've seen many a time. Now the question is, for Nathan, can he actually keep this result? Because he's not been able to do that past few races. So he's certainly going to be hopeful to do exactly that. And he heads into the final corner. Where's Nathan? 5, 5, 10, 9, 10, 9, 5 is where he's finished all the races that he has actually finished in. So a second will be a very welcome change. Into the first corner he goes. Bird ahead of Curtis, and Curtis is going to drop back a little bit as well. He's going to possibly lose the position to Shaggy. Outside line of turn 1, forced by the Aston Martin. He's going to have the inside into turn 2, so you're going to keep that 4th place. But it's lost to Bird, and I thought Shaggy was going to try around the outside of 3. He's going to try outside of 4, but that's 2 into 1 does not go into there, my friend. unfortunate situation. Yells in the third sector. That's for Kenny, I believe, because he's on the other end of the circuit to everybody else. Into turn 10. Through the sweeper at 11. Into the final right-handers on the final sector of this circuit. You need to take them. They are brilliantly high speed. And, ooh, curb riding there for Curtis. Puts him in prime position to lose another position to Shaggy as well. But is he going to be close enough now, I wonder? He's just over half a tenth. It might not be close enough. It isn't. It doesn't look to be. No position changes at the top of the field. Shaggy didn't actually really gain very much. But to be fair, Curtis did also have DRS Rookie back ahead of Somatic Coast down into turn 1. Brilliant hybrid of a name. Good run out of there. Into turn 4 and 5. He's going to try and have to defend that over the next just under 6 laps. 6 laps and 2 sectors. Taking a slightly wider line, but still parking the car exactly where he needs it to be on board with the Alfa Romeo. Fake F1 King Sauber car. There we go. I am going to take the piss out of the name because it's a crap name. I'm not a fan of it, but you know, money. Clearly, they're looking for money just to get them past until Audi come in. So I'm not going to complain too much. It's only 2 more years. On board with Curtis is right in the back of Bird, prime position to retake that podium spot. Bird gets a little bit of a better drive from that final corner. But even that, I don't think is going to be enough to defend down into turn 1. Curtis goes to the right-hand side to make the move. And he does exactly that. Does Shaggy do the same? Yes, he does. He gives it a go, but he can't force himself down the inside. So Curtis is back on the podium with 5 to go. And I tell you what, this is going to be a brilliant end to the race. Somatic Coast back ahead of Rookie, but that's for 7th because the top 2 are within half a second of each other once again. And usually, down that front stretch, if you're within half a second, with DRS, you can easily make that move. Roman is getting involved with Rookie as well. So could have lost the position to 2 cars down that front stretch. As these top 2 head down towards 10 for the 53rd time in this event. So we can just see that battle for 3rd place just over 4 seconds away. Sort of chipping away at that lead. Trying to, you know, get closer and closer and closer. But I don't think they're going to be close enough to make a move on these guys at any point. They need to be picking up over a second a lap now, which is going to be difficult, especially on those worn softs. Speaking of 16-lap-old softs, 17-lap-old mediums, this could be a very, very interesting end of the race. Meanwhile, Nathan comes to the inside, picks up the position, and he gets back into the lead. Bird also gets back into 3rd place, but Curtis has got this switch over. Oh, I thought he had for a second, but not quite into turn 2. Bird has consolidated that position, at least for now. These guys head up towards turn 4 and 5. No position changes made from there, so it is Bird, Curtis, Shaggy 3, 4, 5. But these guys do change positions quite often down that front stretch, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be coming into the final lap, because the DRS straight down to the finish line, there is a lot of space to overtake. Most overtakes have happened after that timing line. So it's going to be, at least in my opinion, pretty interesting nonetheless. On board with Innova Eagle in the Haas. Currently in 2nd place, but he is right on the back of Innova Eagle. No, this is Innova Eagle. Nathan McIntyre, that's the one. 4 tenths difference, but DRS, the letterbox, is going to go open. Is he going to lick the stamp and send it? He has, and it's gone signed, sealed, delivered with package and postage, all paid for, and he's got the move done into turn 1. See, Sam, I can make that analogy, even if you can't. Round the outside goes Bird to defend on Curtis. Can't make that stick. Through turn 3 into turn 4 for these guys. The slower pack, one would say, of the guys that are running the soft, goodness me, pardon me, tyre. I just need to do that and send this to this person. Here we are, right. 2 laps to go. The gap between Innova Eagle and Nathan McIntyre is less than 2 tenths. After almost 300 kilometres, it's still tight as anything, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So I just needed to take a drink. Innova Eagle defends to the right-hand side. And so it is very, very nearly possible to make a move before that finish line, which is important information because who knows what's going to happen in that next lap. It is going to be crucial to have a good drive out of the final corner. Roman ahead of Rookie. Let's jump back to this pack further back. Here we go. Rookie tries to get back alongside with Roman, but isn't able to do so. He's got a great drive out of turn 2. Can he make turn 4 work? No, he can't. Hasn't quite got the pace. Had a good drive out the corner, but then had to take a suboptimal line through there, and that was that's all she wrote on that one. Let's jump to 4th place. Curtis with 3rd, with Shaggy battles for 3rd place on the podium. Good run from Curtis again. We've not seen Curtis in ERC in quite some time. I do believe since about early last season, possibly even earlier than that. So it's good to see him back. Let's look back to the front of the field. What can Innova Eagle do? Can he get ahead? Nathan goes to the right side to defend. And again, it is very possible to overtake just on the line. It was very, very tight, which I tell you what, in about 5 kilometers time, it's going to be very, very interesting. Into turn 2 for the final time in this race. These guys go. Roman ahead of Somatic. That's for 7th place. Roman's finally been able to get ahead of that little pack that was forming. Through 4 and 5 for the final time. And then out of turn 7, turn 8 and 9. Now this is going to be the crucial portion of the circuit. These final right-handers, they need to get absolutely spot on, especially Nathan if he wants any hope of picking up his first ERC win. Through 12, through 13, into turn 14. 2 more corners to go, and then it's a run to the finish line. Through 15. On board with Nathan. Into turn 16. Who's going to win this one? I couldn't tell you. Not a great run out of the final corner. And I think that's secured Innova Eagle's win. But he's closing, he's closing, he's closing. And that's the win for Innova Eagle there. 0.08 of a second difference. Curtis in 3rd, but he's dropped down to 5th because of penalties. In fact, even further down to 6th. Bird in 3rd, Shaggy in 4th, Exo in 5th, Curtis 6th, Roman 7th, Somatic 8th, Rookie 9th, Stug 10th, and now we're just waiting for Kenny to make his way all around the circuit. a pretty stellar race. I think I'm gonna doff my hat to who do I give driver of the day? I haven't actually been thinking about it. I would say EXO, because he's, you know, biggest mover, and I know the game's going to say that. But I think Curtis. Yeah, I'll go with Curtis. Curtis has shown some pretty damn good pace, despite being, you know, not with us for quite some time. So it's good to see that he still does have the pace, and he is, of course, welcome any time that he would like. Yeah, game says EXO. I say EXO or Curtis, depending on which one you like. But that is it from us. Yeah, I know. If you want a little taster of what could happen at Vegas in 7 days' time, FSC, who are the league that run on Fridays, they did a race last week on Extra on here at Vegas, and it was chaos incarnate, believe me. Worth a watch. It will be going up to YouTube soon. So if you miss it, feel free to watch it on there. We will be back on Extra in 7 days' time next Thursday, where we have a real 50-lap race around Vegas. That's your race standings. Be sure to catch FSC tomorrow, where they are at my personal favourite circuit, Interlagos, where 36 laps is going to decide who wins that one. I cannot wait. Hopefully see you all there. If you like Qatar, we've got another 100% race for you with ERC on Sunday night, 8 o'clock with one shot qualifying. That's also bound to be pretty interesting because, again, one lap. You need to be good across one lap. You only get one shot. That's bound to be good. Thank you for listening, everybody. And we will catch you in the next one. See you guys. Stay safe. Bye-bye.